6:43, it's time for us to catch up on business. Tyler Orton from Business in Vancouver joins us. Good morning, Tyler.
Hey, good morning, Randy.
Let's start with the big news. Inflation numbers are out across the country and each province. How are we doing?
Well, you know what? I don't want to be a doomsayer, but it's not doing great because we do want a healthy rate of inflation, and inflation over the month of September actually rose less than expected. If we take a look at the numbers, I can break it down how Canada is doing versus British Columbia. Now, inflation went up 1.3% in September nationwide. In BC, it went up 1.8%. So that's actually healthier than the rest of the country. The core rate, the rate that the Bank of Canada pays the most attention to because it strips away the volatile items such as food and gasoline costs, well, that's at 1.8%. So that's a little bit healthier. But what I'm getting at here, though, is that this lower inflation rate that we're seeing, though, it's going to keep all this talk alive at the Bank of Canada about whether or not it's going to cut its benchmark rate. It's not a good sign for the economy if the Bank of Canada is still debating whether to cut its rate in order to inject some more life into the economy at this point. But I'll give some silver lining here, because I think this is what people want to hear. There will be some much needed relief on store shelves, especially for items such as store-bought foods. Those prices went down 1.6%, and we haven't seen this level since about January of 2015. The other good thing here is that fresh vegetables, we have not seen price decreases in them for almost 4 years. For the first time since January of 2013, prices for fresh veggies, they've gone down 2%. So a little bit of good news for Canadian consumers out there for the month of September.
All right, Tyler, let's talk about another story which is going to impact a lot of families who work for Bombardier, a huge Canadian company all around the world, are making massive layoffs this morning.
Yeah, very tough news to hear. Bombardier, they're announcing 7,500 global layoffs, and 2,000 of those jobs that will be eliminated, they're right here in Canada. So what we're really questioning now is whether or not Ottawa and Bombardier are going to come up to the plate and reach some sort of agreement with regards to Ottawa, giving Bombardier about $1 billion in funding. They've been negotiating this for a year. This might be what pushes Ottawa to do it. It could also maybe push them back against Bombardier at this point. But keep in mind, about most of these jobs that will be eliminated, they're in the rail sector that Bombardier has, about 2/3 of those jobs. The remaining, it's going to be focused on aerospace. So it's going to be a mix of the big divisions that Bombardier is known for, but it's very tough news for those Canadian families that will be affected by this.
Absolutely. All right, Tyler, thank you so much for that this morning.
Thank you, Randy.